Okay, welcome back. Another day to work on this. There's only a few more things left. Add audio to each of the attacks. Probably just going to use the same punch attack for all of them. And then I'm going to do some tuning. Or just start with the tuning first. I think I'll start with the tuning. So jab will be pressed 3 times and hit before it doesn't. Crouch, let's do that one next. Sorry, what? Okay. That's the hit sound, and I want to change the data to match the regular jab. 1319. This hitbox. That's 100. Everything else seems to match. I need to do the other. It has more reach. I see. Because it has more reach is a thing that I'm not sure if I'm okay with fully, but sure. Why do you keep going there? Minimize this. Minimize this. Might as well move them over. Put godot over here. Okay. I can adjust the sprite. So I'll stick with grid. Oh my goodness, that is terribly not adjusted. .063 and .063. Right, screen bin. Yeah, explaining it doesn't work anymore. I could compare the two on the character itself. See how they line up. There's about 4 pixels of difference. Okay. And then this rate, just a little bit. That was not 4 pixels. Right, the scale is 8 times or something. Do they line up with that? Hmm. don't think it's gonna work that easily. This is just half of if I do that. That's still half off. Okay. Seems like it might be better. They line up. Okay. Next attack, the overhead. I'll move it out one. Or maybe give it some movement forwards. Let's see. Attack. I should make some simple resources. Okay. And then here. Save as. Yeah. Let's see what happens when I put in 100Y, and I know I want like a small amount in X. 50, I think, is small enough. So it's 1000Y just to see the animation. Yep. Up, light kick. The Y seems to be downwards, so yeah, that's normal. That's a lot of values per correction. What the heck? I don't have position on or anything like that. For the main player scripts. Measure mode. Upkick press is 2000, which should mean I eventually go up from 111 all the way to 1,000 higher. The highest number we get is 888. So if we add the two magnitudes, 1 plus 888, close enough. Yep. To rename this one to increase velocity. This one to constant velocity. Acceleration. I don't know how to spell acceleration, apparently. Increasing velocity plus acceleration. Okay. Nice. And this is being printed in the physics process. How consistent is it? The Y value is consistent for the most part. Mm. How accurate is it? Okay. Calculate 111 1319 plus 888.0748. It's really good. Okay. A lot of things probably should be in the physics process. Animate, whatever this is called, probably should be called in the physics process. Where is the damn thing? Attack manager, where are you? Hmm? And we started an attack function. Continue attack is in physics process. Input manager has started an attack. There should be a physics process, I think. If it is, does the number become like exactly consistent or not? Why is correction get printed so many times? Jeez. So let's calculate. 111.9951 plus whatever we end up with. The highest value we get is 47568683. No, so 8865. Odd. A little less accurate. If we do rounding, it literally is the same, so rounding is fine. It's consistent enough that I'm fine with it. Okay. Back to tuning. So, first off, let's remove the egregious animation that is absolutely not happening. Yep. Should be an overhead. That's constant acceleration. I would like linear. Nope. Or decelerate, actually. Maybe decelerate. How does decelerate feel? Okay. How does let's decelerate? How does this feel? Also, what is that? What is this thing? For me? Interesting. That can give me negative values. Wait, man. Wait. Oh, man, sway. But can I not achieve the same thing with this? No. Okay. Um, it would either be multi-part animation or just. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, delete that line. This line. I'll put it here actually. This and this. Decelerate, but with like a 50% offset. Hmm. I'm sorry? Oh, visible is off. The values are too small there to matter, so. Okay. I'll just make the, these quick load. Or no, save. Save as decrease velocity or decelerate. Words. Okay. E-link. Things like this can sort of interest me. Snap. Run this, see how it feels. Definitely sharper. Though this and like time both exist, so. So you got multiple options on making it faster or not. As well as like offsetting the starting timing. Let's change it from to what? How many frames until the attack? 20. So let's just do that. It feels like I'm taking a step forward and then hitting. I like this. I like this feel. Okay. Can I combo into anything after this? And by frame mode. Technically, yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's a little hard, but it's doable. I also want to consider a different button. But yeah, okay. So I think this is good. Hit falsetto, yeah. I'll increase this by 2. Give me a little bit of extra help for the new players. Okay, and then next attack. The aerial X attack. So this is just the load but copied. Yeah, it's listed here. Let me compare it to the crouch. They are not the same location, nor are they the same. Wait a second. Can't I just go here, assign the air light punch to the low, and call it a day? Oh yeah, no, actually I can't. Unless I code an override for the type it is on the attack. Because I believe here the hitbox is written as overhead, and then in there it's written as low. So the other thing I can do is program an override, or just something to help with this. So script here, high low block checked. Checked entity, attack data. Do you have access to the host? No. You have access to host? No. The attack manager might. Does an attack have access to it? No. Attack manager, yes. Okay. Okay. I have reference to the attack manager, so question, if attack manager dot host dot is on floor equals false, equals true, do this current check. Then if it's false, if the attack data hit type is not equal to attacked entity block type, uh, so if it's not, check if it's a mid. If it's a mid, return block. If it's not, return false. Which is not blocked. Okay. Which should be an error, right? Or let me actually push an error here. What is this thing? Plus S, no, plus str attack manager dot current dot current attack dot active frame. Plus space and bracket string space plus I think I also need else. Attack manager current attack plus win frames this plus self.name, which self.name would be hitbox. Plus self.name Okay, so then if they're on floor, do the regular check. Else, check if this block type equals overhead. What are my current hit types right now? Hit types right now have I don't believe you. Yeah, because there's an error. Yep. Yes. Return TRU else return false. There's quite a bit of indentation. So if I go to this thing, which currently has an attack stated as overhead, if I put this at low and I run it, I jump and press kick, and I should also set the hurtable player to do something. So if I set it to is blocking facing left, block type, low block type. Okay, versus I really need to check, man. Let me hide the player position and velocity stuff so I can see what actually happens. So, okay. That did damage. That also did damage. That also did damage. I'm sorry? Vertical player is blocking and they're facing left. They're blocking with the low against lows. My player is currently on the ground. The hit type and block type are the same, right? Or have I said it and not changed it? No, so low, and I attack with a low when I do crouch. Down is a low. But that is not considered blocked. Why? If the hit type is the same as the block type, return true. It should be doing that. Let me just try it from the other side and see that does it or no. It hit as well. Okay. What the heck? And it was working before I had this or this. Did all of us say block? No. Why? But why? Wait, why is blocking broken? If the hit type equals block type, return true. Okay. Self-level over position. Attack from right. If this bracket, no, if this is true, and blocked, and bit index for blocking plus bit index, save, run it. Bit index is 14 out of 15. This time it's 15 is blocked. Blocked is true. And why did he take damage? So that's a 15. And then jump in the air is an 11. Okay. Okay. I guess that works. Toggle comment. Now, why the heck is this just dealing damage regardless if it's blocked or not? Is it really only years? Oh, oh. So now I should see it not change health, right? But still print the health value? Wait, what? But you're blocking, which might be the wrong thing. because this is if it's blocking, is true. So if it's blocked, deal damage, which is the opposite of what I want, actually. Okay. Yeah, so now that should override regardless of what happens, and should properly overwrite. So this doesn't deal damage. Yeah, full health. But since they're blocking low, if I jump and do the same attack, it should deal damage. Yes. Okay. Let's select. Now I don't have to um, now all aerial attacks are by default overheads when you are not on the floor. Right? Does that make sense? Or does that make less sense in some cases? Hmm. I'll put a note that this line, this line, or this if statement um, forces all attacks in the air to be overhead regardless of type sets. Now, I don't think it should be regardless of typeset, especially if we end up putting, like, a grab in. Typeset, even if it's a grab right now, but grab is not implemented. Okay. Next up is tune. I need to stop getting distracted and tune things. Okay. Go to player agent. So that means I can delete this. And just use the low. I can use the low here as the overhead. That's just laziness to reuse. This one, do you have an audio? No, quick load. Session 3. Up, attack, just quick load this into, like, basically everything. This one ideally would have a different sound, but I don't have the luxury right now. Okay, so first off, the knockback on hit is way too high for both of these. Do they line up as well? They line up nicely. So let's just close all the other ones. I think I don't need that right now. Go into this one. Its hitbox data is not shared. Block back distance is 120. Block hit, I should put this at like 150. Maybe try it. It's a little further. My movement is nothing. Tween slash animation stuff. 15 times 8. See it in action. Let me put this always on top so I can just. No, that doesn't look great. Hmm? Something's off and I don't like it. Mm. Wait a second, why isn't that updating? Hey, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Let me reload the scene? This should be linked and this should be linked. Why are they changing? Okay, let's run that now. Too much. Of course it would be. That's a little excessive, but I don't. Wait, it cancels into itself. Okay, so the stun timing is just too high. That or the movement is too high, actually. The cancel window could change to. Yeah, because this is a cancelable attack. I don't need it to be plus. It could be minus. Uh, stun, hit box. Hit stun duration is excessively high. 30 plus 2. And even then, it's -9. -11. Okay. This is the block. I feel like I'm kind of learning how to use a hitbox by doing this shenanigans, but it's not exactly the same. Okay, so okay, that's good, hurtable player. No, agent. The high and the low should be around the same. So I'll open the scene. This and this. The only thing that probably should be different is the hit type. Okay, make this unique, make this a low, and then save it, right? Yeah. I could basically disable the box, man. Okay, let's take a look at the animation. Resource. Absolutely not that. That's tiny. What's your animation? 120? 60 might be good. And I would rather the decelerate on both of these. Yeah, there we go. I think the electric stun ball would be a problem, maybe. Mm, okay. Up button into the air. I haven't tested it yet. Width, that's the first thing. Yeah. I also want to see Yeah, so that's a fireball, but we're crouched, which is not exactly the thing I want to happen. Okay, I'm also gonna go to the bathroom because I need to. Yeah. Okay, time to get back to this. Oh, that bad. That's really bad. Why that is squished? The head doesn't look right. The sprite. Why does the sprite look like that? No. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah, that's wrong. There we go. Hmm. Interesting. Versus this one. Hmm. You know, not the end of the world if they're different sizes. Okay, remove the snap so I can adjust it more precisely. Okay. Adjust the sprite region because I don't like how it is set up. 256, 256, yep, that's nice on there. Now this, however, is annoyingly just outside of the 512 by quite a bit. So I'll go back to 720, I guess. 760, okay. Close. Adjust this right down to the grid. That's perfect. Okay. Run. So now I should be doing crouch attacks farther distance than the normals. Should whiff eventually. There's no way it's supposed to be perfect. And then what I hit there because I have more range. I line it up against the hitbox a little bit closer than the other one. So there. That's the attack distance we have on that, but you can see the crouch goes further. Oh, it's just the hurt box, I think, because the hurt box doesn't make that much sense to be that far. Since you know you have a weapon. A little detached, but pretty attached. That's a good low. The upper attack, this thing. What is it supposed to do? It's just supposed to mainly hit them back and a reasonable distance. This is an anti-air. I will add this much space. Up, heavy. It hits both sides as well because coding is to hit one side only would be a nightmare. I also don't like the idea of hitting it both sides only either. Testing. I did not mean to do this to myself. Alright. Okay. I think this thing seems fine. You want to stand still. That's the stun duration on this thing. Like, feel. Is it specially cancelable? I don't remember. Seems to not be saying special cancelable, which I could have checked with the singular setting over here. Um, Stun for 30, which means you're plus 10 on this thing. What the heck? Oh wait, no, you're +6. Block stun duration. You are 14 plus 21 is 35? Wait, why are you plus on this? 9 plus 21. Oh, you're just 0. -1. Block back distance is pretty small. Add a little bit to it. Let's hit out of the air. So let's go to testing. Let's move this thing up above you by quite a bit. Let's enable the visibility of the explosion so I can figure out what the heck I want to do with this. Okay, I should pause it. Up, attack. Okay. Default air stun is garbage. Um, that would be in Stun Manager. Knockdown air stun times 8 and times 8 which would be 400 and 240. Um, let me adjust this. Let me make these things that are like variables. Var default air stun colon vector2 equals vector colon 400 negative 240. Okay. Then we go dot x and dot y. And now I can just change that variable up there. I would want the same with default knockdown. Which right now is 1600 and 0. Okay, excellent, I guess. Sorry, what? Yeah, it's 400 in one direction and 240 in another, okay? That doesn't make sense. Unless I am just not enough. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Then the problem is, why is it like that? Run it, see if that makes it go up. Oh, on me it would be grounded. Whoops. So yeah, I need actually be in frame mode for this. One, two, three. Kick. And hit them out of the air, but it needs to be a little longer. And again, up, attack, then be ready for it. Okay, so I have the fireball loaded. Explosion, yeah. Grounded one with for like frame perfect timing, so you would preferably need the aerial timing, the aerial one, which is nice. Another thing I could do is get rid of the air explosion and just keep the grappling hook because that also works. And it would be every special move actually has a specific use case instead of, you know, air explosion being a duplicate of the ground explosion and but better than the grappling hook. So I'm going to delete it because this is a decision I've decided on. Yeah, so that, yeah, I need to be prepared for that. Up, attack, it's at a good timing. Prepare the inputs. See the flash. Ooh, I inputted a dash on accident. Whoops. Ah, yeah, that physics. Okay, let's see if I can do it with a 3 frame delay. One, two, three. Grappling hook. It hits with 3 frames of delay. Okay. That's an attack that seems like it should keep momentum. Same with the explosion. Tween slash animation stuff. Kill momentum of tween should be false. So why is it bad? Oh, it's the hitbox, not the hitbox distance vector, but it doesn't have like a kill momentum here either. So if I do the fireball explosion thing, it just it launches, but in the worst possible way. Speaking of which, that is a bad acceleration. Let me change this to, that's the hitbox vector. That's stun type basic. Hmm. I don't like it. Script here. We have attack manager and we have a reference to the opponent's stun manager, right? Somewhere. Block check. Control F stun. Yeah. Area stun manager. Attack data vector direction. Lookup array. Start stun with tween. Attack data. Hitbox default. Blocked. Do the hit stop. Is stun equals true. Direction and whatnot. Blocked. Host on floor. Attacks on override. Type. What is speed in this case? What if I remove this? Damn it. It doesn't seem to do much, which is something. What is it for? Why does it exist? Why do I have this? If remaining duration is not less than or equal to 0. Okay. That feels like it's going to cause an error if I run this properly. Up, attack. Oh no, it's fine. So I think it should stop instead of going the extra bit right when it hits the floor. Yep. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Maybe just change it to default knockdown instead. Current type equals stun type dot default knockdown. No, that should only be if it's on the ground. Let me keep flying at least so I can copy it. And stun. If I do just this, so let me adjust the timing from 45 to 40 to 30 again. See what happens when I hit. Keeps the air stun, keeps the momentum, and then it stops being stunned in the air. Now if I change it back to 45, save, run, freeze, attack, see what happens slowly. I should have it hit the ground, and then it should stay like that for 99 frames, which should not have an X component there. Okay, that's infinity, not 99 frames. Okay, the default knockdown. So that's the current tip to basic. Mm, attack. I'd like these stuns to work nicely with each other. It stops in like 1 or 2 frames? I'm sorry? If they're on the floor and remaining duration is not less than or equal to 0, and stun. Air. If I hit the ground, do a hard knockdown or knockdown type style. Do that. Does remaining duration automatically get subtracted by 1 or no? No. If the host is on the floor and the duration is larger than that, meaning duration greater than 0, and not on the floor, and timing is off. Yep. Up, attack. When they hit the ground, they stop pretty quickly, which is not what I want. Remaining duration equals 45. Nope, that didn't work. Up, attack. It's lighting. No, don't do that. Alright, so what exactly happens when we get a default error? Host velocity equals this. When we set it to default knockdown, let's make the host velocity equals 0, or not, or vector 0. And stun should also do the same, right? Uh, I call this too often. Let me just do greater than or equal to 0. And then elif, and it just is stunned, and stun, save, run it. Does that fix things? Seems like it. Let's see how this actually ends up looking. Okay. Okay, so that was when it stays in the ground and hits the ground early. Change this to 30. So we should see them stop in the air. Not stop in the air. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, they do stop in the air. Damn it. I should not be setting the velocity and end stun. Hmm. What should end stun actually do? It should not set the velocity, because that doesn't make sense. It should not be called automatically, probably, either. Okay, something is definitely wrong there. If the type is default knockdown, and the stun when they are on the floor, and the duration is less than 0. If the duration is less than 0, and they're in the air, sorry, if the duration is greater than 0 and they're in the air, subtract some air type stun. If the duration is 0 or less, and they are not on the floor, end the stun. If they are on the floor, then set this. If the remaining duration is greater than 0, and they are in the air. Okay. They're on the ground, and duration is greater than 0. Set that to. Does it break on basic stun? No. Surprisingly. No, it's this combination specifically. Somehow it's just not. It's just not. Like, why is it? Duration is 45. That's air stun duration is 30. So why is it still going? Default air greater than and not on the floor. Reduced by 1. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And it's still stunned. So why? The type is air. The host is not on the floor. If the duration is more than 0. It simply just stays at -1 and stops doing things. Should it be here? Zero, -1. It stopped being stunned, keeps its momentum, hits the ground. Since it's not stunned, it stops. Okay, that was the problem. 45 to test this. They don't move. Okay, that is fixed. This is the optimal version now, thankfully. I think. I have a default knockdown. They're considered stunned, but their hitboxes should probably be off. Default knockdown. Okay. Okay, is that all of the tuning? Um, I think we got to this point mostly because I wanted to change how this thing works. Yeah, so this still works, but not how I want it to. Which is, I'd like it to basically do the default launch stun type, or basic launching type, or whatever, similar to the air stun. Does this the grappling hook work? Whoa. Huh? Is that because I walked right and it's considered a mid? What was it? Hitbox, mid, vertical player, lock type low. Wait, does blocking work in the air? Is blocking high-low Ah! To decide on air block, which I think I already have a to-do for. I also have it here. So I have both in the stun manager and also in the hit boxes, because these both have the problem. Okay. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I need to go. Bye-bye. Tuning characters is hard, but we're getting there. So, see ya.